Okay, we saw a house. We love it. Meets our parameters and our budget.
Yes.
And we've asked about the FHA, the government-backed loans, all that stuff. What's next?
So you're ready to make an offer, but you're gonna hold your horses because before you get ready to make an offer, you need to know a couple things. You want to know the comps, or what's called comparables, and disclosures. So first, what are comps? Comps are basically the price that homes in your area has sold for in the last 3 to 6 months, and that's like similar square footage, similar like how many bedrooms it has, bathrooms, that kind of thing.
And here's the thing too, because we didn't know this, but here's the secret to real estate. A lot of people think that real estate has value. We really don't know what the value is. The way we determine the value is what other people have paid in the past for something similar. That's how we determine the value of the real estate, the house. It's crazy. That's something we learned. Oh, and the real estate agent will give you the comps and the disclosures, so that's where you get them from.
Yes.
So
you have to ask them for that. Yes, because they're when they sign into their accounts, they can pull those things up and they can find it for you. And the reason you need those comps is because you don't want to offer like 50,000 over what the comparables or comps was in that area. That means you've gone way over the amount that they really the house is really worth.
Because when people can put their house on the market for anything they want.
Yes, they can.
And you don't have to pay that. And sometimes we ran into a lot of houses that were way overpriced. Even in an overpriced market, these houses were crazy overpriced. So when we did the comps on them, we saw that they were priced, and some of those people just wouldn't accept anything lower.
Oh yeah.
So
they eventually did, though.
They
eventually did, some of them. So that's why comps are important. You don't want to overprice like your offer, because that just doesn't make sense. You have to keep that money in your pocket. And then remember, it still has to appraise for the amount, and if you put in an offer, they're going to be expecting that amount sometimes. All right, so that's comps. And now you also have to look at disclosures. Disclosures are so important. You got to read every bit of it. What disclosures are it's a document that has how old the roof is, any repairs that the homeowner did.
It's all the things that the homeowner knows about the house. They have to disclose
what they know.
What they know. Sometimes we've seen some where they didn't know how old the roof was.
That is true.
And they would say, I don't know.
Yes, especially if it's a home that was like passed on, like a family member passed and they inherited the home. Definitely that part. So you want to see any repairs, like I said, anything that was around the house, what they did to it. Sometimes they'll put how much it costs. You'll find out
how much the repair costs.
How much the repair costs, yes. You'll find out like the HVAC system. You want to know how old it is.
Right. How old the water heater is.
The water heater is. Are they maintaining the pest control stuff? Are they having, their regular maintenance stuff?
Because this will be your home. And if somebody is not maintaining it, you're going to know about it.
And you're going to inherit all those problems.
So read the disclosures, read all the explanations that they have for the disclosures. Because one time we had one of the houses we were looking at, they said they had roof damage.
Oh, yeah.
And then the explanation was that one of the shingles were blown off during the storm.
Yes.
So you read everything it says about it. Another house we had, it said it flooded. Remember that house?
Oh, yes. They had a kid that put something in the toilet and
the toilet upstairs.
The toilet upstairs.
Flooded everything at the bottom. And so they had to get, it was an insurance claim. And so they had to put all that in there. So we were able to read that. So look for that stuff, because you can run into problems later.
All of that is important. And if you need further explanation, you can tell your realtor, hey, can you ask them more about this particular thing? Because that happened with a house that we loved it, but it had some foundation stuff, and we were like, we need to kind of know more about that. Because they kind of seem like they're a little brief.
Well, here's the thing. The reason why, if you remember, they were brief because they never lived in the house.
Yes, that's right.
So that's another thing.
That could be another thing.
Another thing is check to see if they've ever lived in the house. It should say it on the disclosures. Sometimes it'll say they've never lived in it, so they're not going to know much about it. So that's when you have to pay really close attention to the inspection.
Yes.
Okay.
And another big thing is the checklist. The checklist has all the fixtures. So it has, if you walked in that house and they have this beautiful stainless steel refrigerator and they check that they're taking it with them,
Right.
you might want to take a little bit of that amount that you were going to buy that beautiful refrigerator off the offer
Yeah, so
amount.
check to make sure all the things that you liked about the house are staying with the house.
Yes,
Sometimes they
could
will
be
take it.
anything.
Yeah, so make sure to look at that. Another tip is to see if the property is vacant, because they'll put that on there too. If it's vacant, then that tells us one thing, that they are probably ready to sell.
Yes, they're ready and willing to negotiate.
Because
so,
normally they're still paying a mortgage on that house because it's empty, and they're already moved on to their next house. So they're willing to take deals.
Yes.
So look to see if the property is vacant.
Yeah, that's huge. So in your disclosures, read everything on there.
Yep.
If there's some things you want to negotiate on your offer, so if they're taking the refrigerator but you want the refrigerator,
Ask for it.
Ask for it. That's
in
one
the
less
offer.
thing in the offer. That's
Ask for it in
one
the
less
offer.
thing they have to move.
Yep.
And in the offer, you can say this amount and keeping the refrigerator, the stove, whatever.
Yes. Work with your real estate agent about all that stuff. And if you find things with the HVAC, the water heater, ask for a home warranty.
Yep, ask for a home warranty.
In the offer.
Yep, because that will cover you if it's an older HVAC
Or even newer,
system.
because we've had problems with our HVAC system and our house is newer.
Yes, and that is true. So that's important. And you could do like a 1-year warranty. Doesn't have to be anything super crazy, but that part is important. And even in the offer, with these times, if people are really that willing, especially if it's vacant, you can ask for closing costs. Don't be afraid to ask for closing costs.
Yep.
Like we said, you ask for certain items in the house. That's great. I mean, there are so many options that you can do when they're willing.
Just don't take it at face value.
Right.
Ask for what you want.
Yes.
If you want something, ask for it.
Yep, and it's meant for you to have it.
Yeah. We asked for $10,000 at closing. We got it.
And we got it.
Yeah.
We got it.
And that was during the time where it was 2022, right? The end of 2022 when we bought the house, right? Yeah, when we offered for it.
We were in the process and it wasn't completely done until this year.
Right.
So, but yeah, so get your comps, get your disclosures, make sure you do all of your checks on everything before you make that offer, and don't be afraid to get what you want, okay?
Yeah, exactly.
All right.